What's going on, guys? We're going to be doing another movie review today, and today we're going to be reviewing Spellbound, the, I would say, somewhat highly anticipated Netflix film that came out this year. Finally was able to watch it, and I know, aside from who's in it, and that's kind of regardless right now, so I know, again, this is a kid's movie. This was, well, directed towards kids, and I will say this: there was a lot of ones behind this film, from ones for Toy Story, Shrek. There was a lot of Disney-esque inspired from the old school Disney films that was in this film. So the entirety of this film is based around a girl who is a princess of this kingdom, and obviously from the trailers, you guys see that unfortunately her parents are cursed somehow in this forest, and she is trying to find a way to bring them back rather than just be there. So Princess Ellen, she is trying to get her mom and dad back, and then during the entirety of the film, her and her, I would say, loyal um, advisors are trying to keep everything away from the people of their kingdom so that way they don't get freaked out. But unfortunately, they do get let out by accident because her birthday becomes a mess. She tries to get help from these magical beings that come from the forest, and they leave one of their magical wands there, and she just gets very disappointed, like, okay, what can I do to bring them back? And her advisors make a deal like, look, if this has been going on for a year, if this does not get solved, then we're just going to have to make you queen and then let them loose in the forest so that way they could, be animals. And she has this faith of they're still in there. And when they get released and she tries to rescue them, they go on this journey from from what she was told by these beings of meet them, and they tell her to go on this journey to go through all these woods and this sand area, this ocean area, and have your parents go in this light. And during the entirety of this journey, one of her advisors gets switched bodies with her pet, which I think honestly the pet, like the purple little flint thing, is what they're called, was the most funniest thing in the film because when he changes bodies. He keeps telling her, "Oh, the king and queen are not in there no more. They're just beasts." But they slowly start talking, and they slowly start regaining their memories of who they are, and that this is their daughter. And they become very protective, even though they act like primitive beasts. But they start realizing, okay, this, there's some type of connection here, and they get their memories back. And during the course of the movie, they start realizing of how they became beasts, because unfortunately the king and queen, they fight all the time, they're not getting along, and that's what caused them to be turned into beasts. And they tell their daughter, hey, things cannot go back to the way it was. And when they tell her that, she goes almost through the exact same thing. And then when things get worse from the military trying to follow them and trying to rescue the princess because they think, oh, the beast kidnapped her or whatever, and they finally get the military to realize, hey, look, we're your king and queen. We have to save our daughter. We have to do this. And it's a very cute story. I will say that there's a lot of musical numbers in here for those of you that have children that like musical numbers. That's very similar, I would say, to like Moana and Tangled and things like that. There was a lot of princess s vibes in here that they did, from like Aladdin to Sleeping Beauty to Cinderella to things like that. And when they finally end it, you see where it's like a year later, but the king and queen have turned back to human after they pretty much sacrifice this essence to bring their daughter back to being normal. And in that very end of the movie, you see where they kind of get like a divorce. They're living in separate houses. The daughter's going back and forth, and she's living her life. Now, again, aside from the voice acting, we had Nicole Kidman in here. We had a few other people in here, but unfortunately, the main voice actress was Rachel Zellweger. And now, again, I just there's so much stuff with her that, aside from what she's been saying, again, if you can get away from the actress itself and just enjoy the character, then you can enjoy the movie. But again, with her, not really wanting to be quiet in social media and what she's been doing with the Sleeping Beauty role and well, not Sleeping Beauty role, I'm sorry, the Snow White role. She's not keeping her mouth shut. She's being very disrespectful. She's going after fans. She's going after ones that are supporting, Donald Trump, all this other kind of stuff. But again, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just saying for an actor or an actress to do that, it makes it very hard to enjoy film when the actor or the actress is just unbearable as a person. And I'm just going to say that. But overall, from a movie standpoint, it's an okay movie. Was it something that I would go back and watch myself? No, but it's a decent film. It's not that bad. And if you have kids, then let them give it a try. Again, this is a kid. This is a kid movie. This was generated for kids. But what do you guys think about this film? Is it a good film? Is it a bad film? Is it something you would go behind and rewatch again, or by yourself with your spouse, or with your kids, or whatever? But what do you guys think about it? Let me know down in the comments, and hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you on the next one.